Let us not forget everything that happens is by the will of Allah. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or do the unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Into Sunnah followers streaming every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers.
Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to our Hadith class. And tonight we're going to be studying from the book written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. And for the books by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli, because those are the only books I use here. The only books I use are Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli's books and Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid's books. But to purchase Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli books, you have to go to adlionline.com. And I do have a, hold on, let me get it. Where is it at? Here it is. You want to go to www.adlionline.com and order the book Articles of Belief. That's one of the books that I'm teaching. And also this book, which is entitled Termites, and also the other book entitled Not One of Us. So those are the three books that inshallah you should be using. Let me type them here. www.adlionline.com. Order Termites, Not One of Us, Articles of Belief. Those are the books. Let me put them here. So www.adlionline.com, order Termites, Not One of Us, and Articles of Belief. Those are the three books that we're using here in addition to the books of Kareem Abu Zaid. So you want to go to Atli Online for that. And tonight's hadith is from the book Termites. And let me put it up here on the screen so we can take a look at it. And I know the kids want to make a screenshot. So just I'll keep that going at the bottom. Give me a second. Okay, so let me share this to the people on in my Zoom room. Oh, why is this always open? All right, my channel. All right, there it is. It's live now. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's for the people in the Zoom room. Inshallah, you'll get to see. And for everyone else, let me set you guys up. Okay, here it is, big screen. Okay, so tonight we're going to, from the book entitled Termites, we're going to, and these are all hadiths that Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atlee took from the authentic sources, hadiths for us to ponder the meaning of, because these are things that can eat away at our faith if we're not careful. If we're not careful, these are things that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam warned us against doing, because they can destroy our faith. And the first one here, the one we're going to speak about today is keeping a dog unnecessarily. And I know I have a lot of new Muslims here. Some of you have dogs for pets. You want to transition yourself away from keeping that dog inside your home as a pet. In Islam, we're only allowed to have a dog as long as the dog serves a purpose, such as it's a shepherd dog, a police dog, a guard dog. But just to have a dog, just to have one as a pet to cuddle with, this is forbidden in Islam. Let's take a look at what the Sheikh has to say about that. He tells us that we need to question if we're speaking about termites or if we're speaking about fleas in this case, because it seems that some people have even allowed termites to eat at their discipline. Instead of being steadfast and doing what Allah says, instead of saying, "Oh Allah, we hear and we obey," some of us go sometime. And the angel Jibril, I don't know what happened here with this edit. Okay, he says, instead of us saying we hear and we obey, some of us refuse to listen to Allah. And we end up making our own choices and our own decisions in life that may contradict what Allah says. We have this hadith, and the source of this hadith is Sahih Bukhari. Whereas the angel Jibril alayhi salam used to come and visit the prophet to teach him the religion. One day the angel told him that he would come, so the prophet waited for him, but he never showed up. This was one night. He waited all night, but Jibril never showed up. So the next morning, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left to go to pray Fajr at the mosque, and he saw Jibril standing outside his house. So the Prophet asked him, "What kept you? What kept you from coming in? I waited for you all night." And Jibril told him, he said, "We angels do not enter houses where there are images or dogs." And that's when the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he was at Aisha's house. He said, "Aisha, is there a dog in the house?" And that's when Aisha went looking, and she found a puppy, a baby puppy hiding underneath the bed. And so she came back and told the Prophet, "There's a puppy in there." Okay, and the angel Jibril told him, "Well, we cannot enter homes in which there are pictures of people or dogs kept in it." And nowadays, unfortunately, we find it more and more common for people to possess dogs and keep them in their homes, not for hunting, not for security, but just to be a family pet, just to be a family member. That shows how we've deviated away from the companions in our belief. As Abu Hurairah said, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "Whoever keeps a dog will lose one mountain worth of blessings daily, unless that dog is used for guarding a farm or guarding cattle." In other words, guarding sheep or for hunting. So again, guys, is it worth losing a mountain worth of blessings each day just so you can have this puppy, this dog as part of your family inside your house? Is it worth it? Can we even be assured that we have a mountain worth of good deeds to give up each day? How many of us have done a mountain worth of good deeds? Very few of us have. But whatever good you're doing, you're letting it go down the drain just so you can have this animal in your house as a pet. So this is a wonderful hadith that we need to really ponder the meaning of, because it shows how so many of us as Muslims lack discipline. We lack the discipline to do what Allah commands us to do. We lack the discipline, to obey, to simply say, "Oh Allah, I hear you. Oh Allah, I obey you." Unfortunately, guys, so many Muslims put their desires and their love for things over their love for Allah. You don't want to be such a person who loves your desires and love your things over Allah. I love my cats. But if Allah had a verse that said you can't have a cat as a pet, I would gladly just get rid of them, because my love for my cats is not that more than Allah. How many of us have the faith to get rid of our pet dog? Now, again, if the dog serves a purpose, I get a lot of people that might ask me, like one sister is deaf. And she asked me, "Sister Layla, I'm a new convert. I can't hear. I have a hearing dog." That's different, because again, those are dogs that serve a purpose. You can't make a pet out of a hearing dog. If you made a pet out of a hearing dog, he wouldn't perform his job anymore. And that's another hadith. Whereas the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained the difference between keeping a dog as a pet and having it provide a service. He said a service dog cannot be made into a family pet, because it's not going to guard anymore. I've heard people say, "Oh, I got a dog, but he's my guard." That dog ain't no guard dog. All I got is that dog jumps in the lap of anybody that comes in your house. Throw him a bone and he'll wag his tail and be that person's friend. A real guard dog is trained to kill. A real guard dog is trained to attack. And they will tell you, don't make a pet out of him, because he will not attack. He will do nothing except wag his tail and want to play. So I want you guys to remember, we can fool ourselves, but we cannot fool Allah. Allah says no dogs for pets. Don't think you can play the word game with him. All right. So I'm going to stop right here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions about this? And for the sister here, did I answer your question about you having a hearing dog? That's different, because that dog is not a pet. It's providing a service. And the same with you too, sister. This other sister here is typing. Let me read this. Okay, she says that she has seizures and her dog can help detect if she's going to have a seizure. Yes, you can have, that's a service dog. That dog is trained to do that. That's not a pet. So that's different. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, when we talk about pictures, we're talking about pictures of anything that has a soul. The hadith has nothing to do with a face, because a cockroach ain't got a face, but it has a soul. You cannot have images of anything that has a soul on display. So what human beings have souls, insects have souls, animals have souls. So pictures of anything with a soul on display, we cannot have it in the house. Everybody understand? This way you guys like to put your baby pictures on the wall, none of that. You want to put pictures of your pet cat on the wall, none of that. You want to put a picture of your pet cockroach on the wall, none of that. Because all those creatures have souls. Everybody got it? Anything with a soul. And that includes statues, pictures, paintings of anything that has a soul. Everybody understand? That's what the hadith says. Soul. It doesn't say face. Okay? Yeah, any other questions? Your wedding pictures. The pictures of you and your husband. Take them down. You can't have that on display. Put it in a photo album and put it in a book somewhere. Put it in a drawer somewhere. But no, you can't have them on the walls and stuff. Or on the tables like y'all have them. No, no pictures. Yeah. Yeah, pictures of you and your husband, Howard, take them down. Yeah. Put them in a family album. Yeah, any other questions? All right, so, okay, I'm going to stop right here. Tomorrow we have the 6 o'clock class from the book Diluting Wella Well Better. We'll be picking up from page 53. Pearlie from page 53 to 56. Pages 53 to 56. And then at 7 o'clock, we have the Caliphate of Abu Bakr with Brother Mukhtar. Okay, this is a good question. Now, there's an exception when it comes to stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with a blanket because that's a piece of cloth. And as we talked about that in our lawful and unlawful class, that's different because it's not on display and you're defacing it. We're talking about pictures hanging up on the walls or pictures that you put on display. That's the hadith. On display for the people to see. It's not a couch. It's not a blanket. It's pictures of me and my man. Me and my baby. That type of thing. No. Pictures on display. A blanket is not on display. Yeah. Everybody got it? Everybody understand? All right. Okay, make sure everybody's here tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.